Like they say, there's no place like home for the holidays. Well, hey there, and happy holidays! My name's Walter Krueger, and welcome to my home. As you can see, I'm a big fan of a very certain genre. Many of you may recognize this genre, because all of us have grown up with it in our hearts and in our homes. And what better way to celebrate Christmas and the holidays with none other than The Wizard of Oz. Now, The Wizard of Oz is my passion and has always been my passion since I was 3 years old. Many of you may have even seen me on TV before talking about this passion. Along with that has come my collecting for over 30 plus years of dolls, toys, collectibles, and memorabilia from over the rainbow, spanning from generations of the 1900s all the way to present day. And today, I want to share with you, for this very special Christmas pageant, a look at my collection in dolls to share with you and all your passion with dolls and toys. So sit back and let's talk about The Wizard of Oz. As many of you may not recognize this character or this book. As a matter of fact, Baum wrote 13 Oz books, including many characters and wonderful adventures, including the Patchwork Girl, who's one of my personal favorites. As you can see, the Patchwork Girl is a colorful character made of all different kinds of quilt fabrics, and what we have is a visual representation of her. Introduced in 1913 by L. Frank Baum, was this wonderful, hilarious character who almost mirrored Dorothy's original friend, the Scarecrow, but a female version, and almost like a life-size rag doll that comes to life and is a companion to Dorothy on her trip down the Yellow Brick Road. And what we have here is a doll that was made around that same time, 1913 to probably 1920, and as you can see, no detail was spared when they made her. This doll came to me from a very prominent doll collection, and I actually have just recently received her. So to my delight, this is my little Christmas gift to myself. I know many of you doll collectors love to buy things for ourselves and for Christmas, and that's what it's all about, because who knows us better than Santa or ourselves? But let's take a little look at this Patchwork Girl here. We can see that she's made of this quilted fabric and many old silks, all patchworked together to bring us that visual representation of this wonderful character. She also has handmade felt boots that have been hand-stitched and then even laced up onto her tiny little feet. And now for modesty, she has underneath little bloomers. Her construction is just so fabulous, as you can see. Somebody took a lot of time and love in creating her. She has her cute little mischievous face with her cute little button nose. I absolutely love her little locks of hair made from yarn pieces. It just captures the character of the Patchwork Girl ever so wonderfully. And what's a Patchwork Girl without her best friend, the Woozy? Now, this is an actual produced toy from the 1900s, or the 1910s, rather. This is the Woozy, the Patchwork Girl's best friend. Now, in the Patchwork Girl of Oz, she has a little pet that follows her around, and his name is the Woozy. He has kind of a horrible temper for words that he doesn't understand. You'll have to read the book to figure it out. I won't spoil it for you. But this little toy comes to us from the 1920s. This was a socialite's delight, as it was advertised. Not many of them exist. This is probably one of only 3 examples I know of that exist. And this toy was marketed to the higher upper crust of New York as being a socialist delight, as a conversation piece that you could have. And it was brought to you by L. Frank Baum's toy company directly. The Baum Toy Incorporated was something that he had done as his own venture in marketing his own characters. Not only did he do just these, but he also did oilcloth dolls and some other elaborate toys that helped promote his books, including scarecrows, Jack Pumpkinheads, all wonderful things. But as you can see, this Woozy goes wonderful with her other counterpart, the Patchwork Girl. And they're just a wonderful duo, and they have found each other after so many years right here in my collection. L. Frank Baum may have been one of the very first people to ever venture into marketing and licensing of his own creations, including dolls and toys, but he certainly wasn't the last. In 1939, MGM and Lowe's Incorporated reached out to toy companies, including the Ideal Doll Corporation, which many of us know as being this long-standing doll company that's been around forever. Well, in 1939, they were receiving licensing rights from Lowe's Incorporated in order to take the likeness of Judy Garland and turn her into a doll. And that's what we have here next up. We have an Ideal Judy Garland composition doll as Dorothy. And as you can see, she's brought to us here in her red and white gingham pinafore. This was a Christmas special for 1939, which is actually quite rare. But Dorothy was not without her classic look in her blue and white dress also. Now, as you can see, there's a size difference here. That's because the dolls came in 3 different sizes, 13 inches, 15 inches, and then there was a whopping 18 inches. These dolls are amazing and are wonderful to add to your collection, especially if you collect celebrity dolls or composition dolls. Many of you may even recognize these dolls because a lot of them share the same kind of body that the Ideal Doll Corporation also used on their Shirley Temple dolls, which is really fun. Because what we can see is that a lot of us know that the markings on dolls mean everything. And on the back of these dolls, we can see that she's marked USA, and then in the center of her back, which without getting her all undressed here, she also has a number 16. These are also similar markings that you can find on Ideal's Shirley Temple dolls. And that's because the companies decided to use the same bodies when producing these toys in order to save costs and be more efficient in production. Now, Judy was not without her friend along the Yellow Brick Road, Ray Bolger as the Scarecrow, also produced by the Ideal Doll Corporation. And you can see that this example here has his original tag, which can give us a glimpse into the past of how these dolls were represented and marketed. On the back, we can also see that the tag had a dual purpose for the Judy Garland as Dorothy as well. That's how you know that the tags are authentic, is that they're a dual-sided tag. And what else is really fun about him is that he also came in many different sizes as well. I've seen ones as large as 20 inches of this doll. He's so cute in his rag doll-like construction. He reminds me a lot of the Patchwork Girl that I was talking about and showing you guys. His little hat comes off, and his little face is so cute. He captures the likeness of Ray Bolger, and I just can't put my finger on what it is about him that does it, but he has captured that innocent look that Ray Bolger brought to the screen in this iconic character that we all know and love. Dorothy's wonderful companion, brain-seeking friend, the Scarecrow. Oh, have you been naughty or nice this Christmas? Because according to L. Frank Baum, author of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, and also author of The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, he seems to know his stuff because he wrote the story about Santa Claus and the Wizard of Oz. How perfect is that? Goes perfect with what we're talking about today. Let's get back to our dolls, shall we? As we move down our modern timeline, we're going to move into the modern era of Wizard of Oz. And so Wizard of Oz dolls are represented best nowadays by some wonderful doll companies. And I picked 2 of my very favorites. I wanted to show you some of the Robert Toner designs that we all know and love. Robert Toner makes these wonderful fashion dolls that have the greatest details on their clothes. I mean, I absolutely love his fashions. And as you can see here, we have a Wicked Witch doll from his Wizard of Oz line that he did a few years back. And what we can see, this is the Forbidden Forest Winter Stroll. She's wearing her velvet black coat that is detailed with emerald green fur. And she has her muff and her Russian-style hat. It has a long black silk veil down the back. It's just wonderful. I absolutely love this look. She is ready for her holiday in the west side of Oz. And as you can see, he even lined the coat. This beautiful fabric that's iridescent, and it changes from pink to green to like a cream color. Robert Toner leaves no stone unturned when he designs a doll. We can easily say that. And as you can see in the next example that I brought of his is the Crimson Holiday Wicked Witch. As you can see, the ruby slippers would finish this outfit perfect for her. She's just waiting for her biggest Christmas wish, as you can only imagine. And with this outfit, she has this long train in the back off of the top of her bolero coat. And it is this wonderful, detailed, embroidered, with adorned with rubies. It's just so pretty, as you can see. And it follows, that design follows to the front of it. And it is accented with this red fur, this crimson red fur. And then she has on top of her head these beautiful red crystals, and even accented with her holiday eyeshadow. She is ready to serve it up for the holidays. Just stunning. Absolutely stunning. Robert Toner never disappoints with his dolls. Another doll maker of the modern era that never disappoints, and I would consider a top-tier doll maker, would be R. John Wright Doll Company. And as you can see, he has the Wizard of Oz licensing to a wonderful, wonderful representation through his medium. And what he has here is the felt Dorothy doll that he is handmade, hand costume. Everything that you can see is just so much detail and love went into, including her pan-painted doe eyes, to her softly curled reddish-brown hair, to her little detailed Toto accessory off to the side. Her pinafore has been masterfully recreated all the way down to the iconic ruby slippers that we all know and love. R. John Wright is a doll that I would suggest for people who are wanting to pass down an heirloom or collect for the future of something that is an investment for a doll collector. These dolls are just so masterfully done and are amazing, and literally are show-stopping when people see them. So that's why I put R. John Wright as one of my favorite doll makers of the modern era. And with our sentiment of The Wizard of Oz, that there's no place like home, I want to wish you a happy holidays, and that there's no place like home for the holidays this year. And I hope to see more of you next year and in the coming year of 2021. I wish you a happy and healthy, safe new year. From mine to yours, thank you so much for having me. And remember, just follow the yellow brick road. Have a great day.